Jay and Yoel. Yoel. Stop saying Joel. You're not allowed to say Joel.
If you're going to say it like the Swedish, then you got to say Joel.
Joel. Joel.
Great.
Yes.
Now we got that.
Good luck.
Sorry.
Good luck.
And like David, he put up a smorgasbord.
It's what you should get it
Isn't
right.
that
It's like
even
your
a-
language.
I should, yeah.
Isn't that like how do you?
I'm Swedish, and I should be able to say that.
Yeah,
but-
it's a smorgasbord. David, he put together a really great. I'll handle this one.
Yeah, I get it.
David put together a really great boot camp, emotional, and I have two favorite cities on Earth. It's Miami and Dubai. Yeah, three. I have three.
Yeah.
And
Putting that in there.
putting that in there. Yeah, sorry, I'll just put it down. But no, it's I can't wait to get there.
Who would you say is the most attractive member of the Suicide Squad?
Me.
It's clearly.
I'm gonna let
Probably.
you answer that one for yourself.
We should just tell her, how it is.
Yeah.
It's me.
It's clearly.
And I'm the humblest.
Yeah.
Will you guys ever stop torturing this poor human being in the middle of yours?
No, he's
Delicate Swedish soul.
Yeah.
I'm like
like a sweet little candy Swedish fish.
Yeah. I'm like Legolas.
Like a herbal throat drop.
Yeah.
It's all up in. Wait, what?
Purple. Herbal. I thought you said a purple.
Ricola? I don't know. Isn't that a Swedish thing?
Yes.
If you could pick one song that would describe your life, what would it be?
Just don't have a lot of
Like
time.
a soundtrack of the character's life, or
You, personal.
Yeah.
One and the same, bro.
Yours would be like the crying game.
See, that's
Yeah, boy, George.
this is me.
Like a lot of inside jokes going on. Huh?
Bro, yeah.
What was on the set the most important thing for you?
To not get hurt.
Yeah.
Safety.
Safety first.
Just on the set, yes, I think.
To me, it was the vicinity that I had to Scott Eastwood.
Right.
He had this amazing ability to, no matter where he was standing, the blanks that were flying out, they would go inside my
of our
shirt.
Yeah.
It was like cling, 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 cling. It was like a video game, and he was winning. He was winning. So every take, I'd be like, in my tough guy mode, like shooting, and then I'd get one of those in there, and then I'd be like, and I'd do the chicken dance, and it was all
Those
tragedy.
things are hot.
Those are very hot.
So, Will, you actually trained SEALs for this movie?
No, I trained with the Navy SEALs.
No, I didn't. Yeah, trained with Navy SEALs.
Oh, that's you trained SEALs.
SEALs. Yeah, dead shot. We're like, come on, guys.
For me, I was working a lot with sort of real life Rick Flags, former Navy SEALs that became CIA operators. And I think the big lesson I learned was what incredible, cool, and how much training you have to be able to be coherent and
You need more training though with that.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I've been reading about how you guys prepped for it. Was it unlike anything you've had to do, like any other film you've had to do before?
Yeah,
It was.
Yeah. No, that's how you prep all the time, right?
What was the question?
Okay, so I'll take this one, Joel.
Okay, yeah.
You go ahead back to wherever you were.
I answered the question that I was asking myself. I keep doing that mistake. It's like,
what did you guys learn from each other as far as your acting styles are concerned, and maybe even like the way that you rehearse?
Joel is easy with it. Just really seamless with it, which is the mark of a really great actor. You just never saw the work. I'm telling you, that is what we all strive for, to be as relaxed as possible and just to be. He's just a cool machine, And he's cute.
And he's adorable.
He is cute.
No, but like when we're playing with Viola, there's never a doubt in your mind that she is who she claims to be, and it takes a lot to just be able to terrify a physically fit 35-year-old like myself or 36-year-old like myself with just a look. And Viola will terrify you. That switch she was talking about,
I know my switch
she
well.
hit that switch.
This is for us.
Because I really like the scene when you have a drink.
Whoa.
This is for you, of course.
Oh wow! So if I draw it, you're gonna actually get the tattoo.
I'm not the person.
So you want the squad like this squad? Because I did Joel.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
I did Joel. So no, you go. Okay, so Harley, yeah.
That's a terrible.
No, stop, Joel. Hey, come on, stop. That's my aim. This will be forever. Stop.
Thank you, guys.
Come on.
We call him white chocolate. I mean, he's.
That's white chocolate. Yeah, white chocolate. Go ahead. What you got?
Ray. Come on.
No, I'm not gonna start.
That was really good. See, he's got that style where he mumbles and you don't really know what he's saying.
Yeah. No,
it's called mumblecore.
We were watching the film clip for Getting Jiggy With It
yesterday.
I don't know if you remember this man, but he had a fantastic pharaoh. Headdress.
Yeah, that one. I think Margot had the best quote. She said that one did not stand the test of time. Joel is really good at it. Joel is really good. Oh, that is hilarious.
Where's the pharaoh?
We went hard with the Egyptians. I don't even know what that was. It was just cool. We were in Vegas, and I was like, "Ooh, there's Egyptians. Let's shoot.
Just sure you don't stop in the winter order. I makes it high, getting jiggy with them.
No. It's the pharaoh hat.
In the
music video.
And I was wondering if you were ever tempted or asked to write music for Suicide Squad, and if there's any update on your new music.
Yeah, I thought about it, and I actually recorded a couple things. I just didn't love it when I put something out again. I wanna really love it. So.
But you got a song in the movie.
No, stop. You heard it, but I didn't put it in. Don't see now you're doing. Don't be like that.
I love that song.
See, but it was in the squad. See, in the squad, and you let it out. See, that's what you do all the time, Joel.
Joel's really good at oversharing.
Oversharing, yeah. Joel was an
like
oversharer.
Like he did just then.
Like he did.
Sometimes it won't be the last time today it happens.
Yeah, and he'll tell people the end of the movie, stuff like that.
It's so good. It's so good, you know.
We call
exclusive.
A walking spoiler alert.
I actually of all the presents that I've given to my wife, I think I've only managed to not tell her what it is before she opens the package once. I'm like, it's a watch. And she's like, And there's one scene in the film I'm not going to tell it because
you've told it 10 times, and you've done spoiler alerts, and the studio has had to come to you and say, Joel, stop telling.
I'm not in the sequel.
Exactly why I don't have.
Most likely to reveal a spoiler accidentally.
Joel, hands down, Joel.
Joel.
Yes, absolutely.
Joel.
Absolutely. I don't know how many times I've looked at him and said, "You're fucking kidding me, right? You're kidding me. You just said that in the interview, right?" Yeah, definitely, Joel.
I just got a lot of good stories, you know.
Like the movie, just the movie
happened to be the end of the film.
I know who to direct all the rest of the questions to now. Perfect. From Headphone Jacks, what can you guys tell us about Batman's role in the film? There's talk that. We've seen the trailer. There's a little Batman
This
in there.
is one of those moments where I advise
Joel?
Joel not to answer.
I got a couple good stories. Like that, yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you. You guys keep bringing up the fact that you did share so much stuff with each other. Which was harder for you, to keep the film secrets a secret, or to keep the stuff that you guys shared with each other a secret?
Joel Kinnaman doesn't keep anything.
There's no secrets when Joel's here.
Yeah. He's just a soldier. He's a soldier.
Soldier.
Yeah, Joel Kinnaman tells everything.
Everyone wants an interview with Joel. He will tell you.
In the movie right now. He doesn't care. Just ask me. It's great. It's great.
awesome. So you guys are pretty tight-lipped with that answer. You're like, just ask Joel. Everything else is secret.
Yeah, you haven't seen the movie yet, right? You guys haven't seen it. Okay, so I was making sure. I was about to do a Joel Kinnaman. Joel.
Tell him how it ends. Joel's great. It's really good.
This is his nickname is Spoiler Alert.
What?
Joel will tell anything.
Take
it's like,
the microphone
Joel,
off
you can't
him.
say that.
Yeah, take the microphone. When you were talking about it, I was like, did I say that in the interview? Did I tell him about his backstory? Like, I don't think so.
That's enough.
Go with the same kind of theme that Flag's weakness is his love for June.
Honey.
But that's also his strength. It's also his strength. You know. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Absolutely strength too. It's like it's two sides of the same coin.
We'll talk about that later. I think guitar.
His nickname on set because infallibly we'd be ready and he'd say, all right, let's go. Blang, 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 and the mag would fall out of his gun.
It was a defect gun. It had nothing with my technique.
But he was a soldier.
I was a soldier and I had a defect.
Yeah. He could not keep his mags in his gun.
Yeah, it was, I was trying to, and it was also right in the beginning of the shoot where I was, it was really important for me to exude authority.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we got 2 clicks down this way. Clunk, clunk, clunk. And I was like, just got to pick up my mag. And then we're gonna follow me. Yeah, it was
pretty heroic.
So they ended up taping the clip to the gun.
Yeah, it was all bad.
Yeah.
It was all bad.
The only person here that doesn't really have like a superhero name, as it were, I feel like, is poor Joel over here.
Jake Flag.
Do you
But
feel
he's got
do you
so
feel a
many
little
fun
left
names
out?
in real life.
Yeah.
You're Charles, you're Kinnaman-Nordstrom.
You're Kinnaman-Nordstrom.
Do you feel like Rick deserves his own superhero name? Are you cool with Rick
He
Flag?
doesn't need it.
What were we calling him on set?
Buttermag's flag. Because he could.
Maybe not.
That mag
Maybe
was
not.
never in his gun. It was always on the floor,
I was like
sliding
the
away.
mags were always like falling out of my gun, so I was like trying to be like really.
Blank, 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 cut.
And they're like, "Hey, it's Buttermags, Buttermags flag."
Buttermags flag.
That's such a good
Every
name.
scene he's
It was hard, like keeping the authority when you're like, "You need to go over there," and then like, clonk, clonk, and like, oh, sorry about that. And you do that a couple takes in a row.
You never want to hear Rick Flag's voice crack. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Now the helicopter crash when it flips
Yeah.
is brilliant, but there's actually a really cool shot that David has where he goes inside and we watch you guys flipping. How is that filmed?
Well, they built a gimbal. That's what it's called. I don't know what it is, but it makes it. We're spinning for real. So it's just they built a chopper that is spinning like this. So it's in some kind of contraption with a electric engine. So we're spinning inside. And the unsettling thing about that is that they placed to shoot that scene the last day.
Really?
See, you don't want to be put in a contraption that's spinning around 10 feet up in the air on the last day because you know that they're worried about what if something happens? At least we got a movie. They're not going to survive, but we got a movie.
Yeah. Did you get sick at all? Did they spin you for hours?
I was fine, but I was more concerned about Will Smith that was right in front of me, and he was like, I'm not bad with spinning. I'm not good with spinning. I'm not good at all with spinning. And his face was turning greenish. Yeah. And we were all seeing flying around. He was flying around. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna throw up in my face, and it's gonna be like.
So he was more afraid of the vomit.
Yeah.
That was actually a bit unsettling because we had one scene where we're filming inside the helicopter as it's crashing, and they had this they built the helicopter and then it was put on this massive construction that actually spun it around. So we were all strapped in and they were gonna spin it around, and they choose to do this on the last day of shooting.
Save the best for last, you guys.
See, that means that you're not that certain that it's gonna work out, and if it breaks and we all die, then you still have a movie.
I'll never forget you, Joe, because you was one of my first international interviews for RoboCop.
How did that go?
Actually, I'll never forget because you said that RoboCop, he doesn't have a RoboCop.
Joel does everything he can do to make sure a film's not successful.
So Rick Flag is like the second toughest man in the whole movie.
Second?
Yeah.
This is not going well. This interview is not going well.
Yeah. Now Flag is pretty tough. I think Flag was pretty tough.
He's in a bad mood.
He's in a bad mood. Yeah.
So it kind of comes off a little hard.
I know that you had on set a chat, a Suicide Squad Forever, which you text each other.
We still have it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we still do.
Forever is really.
Forever is forever.
And that Mr. Will Smith has the circle of safety with his children. So, I want to know.
What was this?
How did
The
you
circle
know
of
that?
safety. I know, yeah, that was deep. When
That
did I
was
talk-
deep.
Oh, you know what? I talked about that
I
on
barely learned it.
Colbert, I think.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, yeah.
Yes, he can talk about everything with his
Anything.
kid. Okay,
In the circle.
in the
of
circle.
safety.
So I want to know something each other wants to know, wants to say one another.
Up to one another, yeah.
Make a circle of safety here about Suicide Squad between you.
Doesn't that change things that these things are rolling?
Yes. What do you want to say?
Well, we had a circle of safety.
Yeah.
Our whole rehearsal process was a circle of safety where everybody was allowed to say and do everything. We've learned a lot about one another.
Turned out to be a lie.
Because it certainly was not a circle of safety because everybody talks about it in all the press.
And David betrayed us.
Yeah, David betrayed it for sure. But no, in this process we learned a lot about each other. So I know about Joel's problem.
Indiscretions.
Yeah. The high school thing with and
It's a statute of limitations.
Right. Yeah. Well, so you can't. I mean, you won't get in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
Well, still got 2 more years before we can bring it up.
Yeah, we can talk about it, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of a loaded question, but I am just genuinely curious. Like, have you ever had have something crazy to do to get somewhere emotional?
I'm just laughing because that was like my every day on set with Viola. David Ayer had Viola almost throughout the whole shoot. Every scene I had with her, she'd be standing behind the camera and be like, "Hey Joel, hey Flag, you little bitch, you're a little bitch."
There you go. That's how you got there.
And it was they had concocted up something where they were gonna humiliate me and make me angry the whole
And it
shoot.
worked.
It worked.
He destroyed the whole room. He did good.
Anything for you that you've ever had to use to get? I mean, like I always think back to like doubt or something like that. Like how do you even get there? Like how do you get there? It's amazing.
I can't think of anything offhand that anyone did that was completely crazy. I mean, that probably is it. And I have to tell you, every time I went to set with David Ayer, because he doesn't care. He didn't go to school. He didn't go to the school that said, you know what? You can't just say anything to an actor.
He
didn't go to that school.
No.
He missed class that day.
He did.
So
what's he saying to you?
All kinds of things.
A lot of
if you
foul
share, because
stuff.
if you share a memory with him of a childhood experience, he'll use that against you. Let me just tell you.
Really?
Yes, he will.
We'd like to bring you to Ireland to do a bit of dancing, either on some things or on some people, if that's okay. You up for that?
Yeah, we do like river dance.
Yeah, we could do river dance. That's no problem.
Okay, I like that.
Right,
was
we'll put it.
Was that like race insensitive?
No,
It was
that's like a
racially
cultural
insensitive.
phenomenon. We're very
Racially
proud of river dance. Yeah. No, listen. Okay, well, we'll see you in Ireland. That's a date. River dance.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Lovely to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Was this